Welcome Taurus, it's August 2017. Dadhichi here from astrology.com.au, and as you can see, if you've been visiting us month by month, the format's a little bit different. You can see me there down in the corner. You don't need to see too much of me. I want you to have a look this month in particular at the very, very important total solar eclipse that's taking place. In fact, there are two eclipses, one happening on August 8th up here, right here in the upper part of your horoscope. This is your Taurus sign. This is your first house. This is your 10th house. I really should put the numbers in here, shouldn't I? And as you can see here, that eclipse, the lunar eclipse on the 15th degree of Aquarius, your career sector, indicating some very powerful energy there indeed, relating to communications, Moon being the ruler of your third house. The way you think about your profession and your career is definitely going to be showcased at this time and after, because the eclipses actually work for some time after. The solar eclipses, and this one, we've got the date here for the 21st. So you can see here the incorrect date here. They've got the 22nd. It's actually the 21st. You can see here the very close conjunction. The solar eclipse takes place when the moon comes between the earth and the sun and is on the nodal axis. The interesting thing here too is the ruler of the 12th sector and 7th sector. This is your relationships, your sexuality, and also your compassionate nature being focused on by Mars, being part of this eclipse, taking place in the 4th house. Both of these areas, this 10th house and 4th house, are opposite each other. So I can tell you now that what happens under these eclipses is going to have a marked impact upon you for some time to come. 10th house is your career, but you can see the full weight of these planets in the 4th house of your domestic activities. This also has to do with one's mother, one's inner peace, and the eclipse releases immense amounts of energy. We can see here very near to the cusp of Taurus, Uranus, which is already starting to unsettle a few of you. Here we see the intimate link between the eclipse, Sun and Moon, 27th and 28th degree, actually all of these planets, Mars, North Node, Moon, Sun, all in this favourable trine aspect to Uranus, notwithstanding the fact that your ruling planet, Venus, is in a hard aspect. So what does this all mean? This has to do with the focusing on your domestic sphere, your real estate, your property, your family members, your mother, your inner peace of mind and satisfaction that you get from what you're doing. So this eclipse actually shakes things up in that area. It releases a tremendous amount of subconscious energy as well, as you can see, for the first few signs of the zodiac. The east-west axis indicates that all of these planets, including the eclipse, is taking place underneath this horizon point, this line of the horizon. So this again is dealing very much so with your inner self, your emotions, how you're dealing with that side of things. Notice also the North Node here, which we call Rahu. This particular point has to do with karma. And so this is very much relating to a recalibration of your attitudes to your family, to your genetic and historic family in particular, and the need to adjust yourself. These planets, Mars, North Node and Sun, are what we call separative planets. So they do have an impact on this part of your life and could actually take you away from that. For those of you that have been stuck in a family situation, this is the sort of astrological event, and it is a big event. They're calling it the Great Eclipse of the US. These eclipses, total solar eclipses, are quite rare. And when they happen on the angle as they're happening here in your fourth angle, 1, 2, 3, 4. These are the angles 1, 4, 7 and 10. This is called the foreground. So these planets have a marked impact upon this area of your life. Notice as well, at the time of the eclipse, Mars, which is your marital ruler, for those of you that are married or in long-term relationships, Mars is influencing Saturn here favourably. It's also having an interesting sextile aspect to Jupiter in your 6th house, as is Jupiter having a sextile aspect to Saturn. So this Jupiter is sitting somewhat there in the midpoint of this 120-degree aspect, Mars, Saturn, Jupiter. So this is an important component, the pivot being your 6th house of work and also health. Now I'm going to tell you what my intuition tells me, and also what I think astrologically we can deduce from this, that whatever health issues you're having or are likely to have are very much pointing to this area of your life, your family, the way you deal with your relationships, and also the suppressing of your feelings. The outlet here is disease. Some of you may be finding the outlet is work. But this eclipse will definitely shake things up and bring a lot of stuff to the surface. So you need to be prepared to deal with that. Here we see the sun, the point of the eclipse itself, as I said, favourably influencing Jupiter and Saturn and Uranus. And therefore, hopefully, for you, the eclipse will bring some resolution to some of these emotional issues that have been possibly plaguing you for some time. And you'll notice today I haven't gone through the whole chronology of dates and times. I think it's sufficient to say that this month is going to build up to this point. And this is an event that is going to have ramifications, not just over the few days of the eclipse. This is going to continue for some time. So for you in particular, the hidden parts of your horoscope are activated, the familial side of your horoscope, the emotional side where you're suppressing a lot of those feelings. And it's important to get that in order, to deal with it and to let it out. Work is a good outlet, but you're still not dealing with it fully. Join me again next month. We're going to continue along this vein. You can get more information at astrology.com.au, and I do look forward to your company again next month. Bye for now.